Shishi Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Juki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Juki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashutara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashutara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashutara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashutara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashutara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishta Mahabhagavat Shila Gorkshara Swabhaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Nugogoriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Nama Chaya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Ki Jai Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Golden Volcano of Divine Love Ki Jai Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Hare Krishna Satya Mataji and who's watching on Facebook and YouTube Hari Bo and then Karuna Didi Champak Didi, Ganga Mataji, and Vidya Lalasa Didi. Hare Krishna, everybody. So, okay, I'll share my screen and then we can choose a song. If anybody has a song in mind for Mahāprabhu that they want me to sing, now's your chance to let me know. Otherwise, I'll just choose something myself. Okay, sharing screen. All right. So what is there for today? Let's see what Mahāprabhu Kirtans are. Yesterday we did Prabhu He Emon Durmati and Emon Goranga Vina Nahi Ar. Today is Jai Jai Jagannatha Shachira Nandan. Haribo Kishore Prabhu. Let's do Jai Jai Jagannatha Shachira Nandan. Wait, let me check the comments. No comments there. No comments there. So let's do that. Yeah, and if anybody wants me to do any special Mahāprabhu Kirtan, like if they have any special requests, you can, every day, you can let me know, because I'm open to sing anything. Unless there's something extra special for what we're reading, like something extra appropriate, then I'll sing that. Otherwise, I'm just happy to sing any Mahāprabhu Kirtan. Okay. Jai Jai Jagannatha Shachiran Nandan by Shri Vasudev Ghosh. All glories to the dear son of Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. His feet are worshipped by the three worlds. In Nilachal, he holds the conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower, while in the town of Nadia, he holds the staff of a renunciate and a water pot. Some say that in a previous age, he killed the demon Ravan. Then, as Lord Krishna, he revealed the glorious pastimes of Goloka. Now, accepting the bhav of Shri Radha, he has come as the golden avatar. Lord Gaur preaches the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. With folded hands, Vasudev Ghosh says, "He who is Gaur is also Krishna, as well as Jagannath." Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna hydrate myself. It's hard to sing when there's kirtan going on outside because I tried not to go to their tune. Anyhow, it's good practice. Okay. Hare Krishna, Gargaraj ji, Dandavat Pranam. Okay. Jaya Jaya Jagannatha Sachira Nandana Tribhuvana Kore Jar Charana Vandana Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachira Nandana Tribhuvana Kore Jara Charana Vandana Nilachale Shankha Chakra Gada Parmadhara Nilachala Shankara Chakra Gada Parmadhara Nadiya Nagare Danda Kamandalu Kara Nadiya Nagare Danda Kamandalu Kara Keho Bole Pura Bete Ravana Badila Keho Bole Pura Bete Ravana Badila Goloker Vaibhav Lila Prakasha Korila Goloker Vaibhav Lila Prakasha Korila Śrīdhara Bhave Gauraya Avatara Śrīdhara Bhave Gauraya Avatara Hare Krishna Nam Gaur Gaurila Prachara Hare Krishna Nam Gaur Gaurila Prachara Vasudeva Gosha Bole Kori Joda Har Vasudeva Gosha Bole Kori Joda Har Ajay Gaur Shri Krishna Shri Jagannath Ajay Gaur Shri Krishna Shri Jagannath Ajay Gaur Shri Krishna Shri Jagannath Jai Gaur Shri Krishna Shri Jagannath Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachiranandana Tribhuvana Kore Jar Charana Vandana Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachiranandana Tribhuvana Kore Jar Charana Vandana Jaya Sachinandan Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Sachinandan Gaura Hari, Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Alright, so Hare Krishna, Amit Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Alright, so Kishore Prabhu or Satya Mataji, oh, you weren't here yesterday, Satya Mataji, but Kishore Prabhu, if you have anything to, anything that you want to share from yesterday, yeah, you can. Otherwise,
Jai
just...
Jagannath.
Huh? Jai Jagannath. Alright, so I'm sharing my screen again. Oh, let me turn on noise suppression. That will be nicer for you guys, won't it? Let me just, where is it? Okay, go to preferences. Where is it? Sorry, I'm just looking audio. Then I'm moving over to Zoom to optimize. There. Okay, is that better? Okay. No? I can do high background noise. Okay, let's see. That's better, right? That's the most I can take away the background. Okay. Now. Okay, awesome. Great. Where are we looking for? Okay, so I'm just going to go over some of the main parts of what we read yesterday. As usual, I didn't get time to prepare anything, but I'm probably never going to be able to do that. So it's okay, we can just look at it all together. Okay. It's annoying because this little video thing always blocks it. So I wish there's a way I could minimize it. I guess not. Okay. Actually, I know if I can make the margins bigger, then the video will fit in for me. They don't have that option here. Anyways, whatever. Okay. Part 1, the life of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. That's what we're reading. Part 2 will be Shikshashtakam. And so yesterday we read the first chapter. It's called the Golden Avatar. So it started off with this verse from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. No. What's this verse from actually? Anyways, it started off giving evidence for Mahaprabhu's descent. And especially this verse of, so it went through the 11th canto, evidence of Mahaprabhu's Karabhajan Rishi. He's the last of the Navayogendras. He glorifies Mahaprabhu. And especially this verse. There's a few verses, but this verse especially. Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedhasaha. So most of this chapter was explaining this verse and also a couple verses after that. So this verse from 11th canto, in a suppressed way, this verse explains the advent of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. And the ordinary meaning of Krishna Varnam is of black color. But the next word in it, Tvisa Krishnam, means his luster is not black. So it contradicts it. But Krishna Varnam also means the varnas, the syllables of Krishna. So it refers to he who is chanting Krishna. And Srila Śrīdhara Goswāmī Mahārāja gave another meaning. There's like a third meaning. What was the third meaning? Do you remember what the third meaning was? Anyways, we can find it. Anyways, then Srila Śrīdhara Goswāmī Mahārāja gives more evidence from Śrīmad Bhagavatam, when Garga Rishi, at the name-giving ceremony for Krishna, he said that you appear in 3 forms. This boy has appeared with different complexions, white, red, and gold, according to the particular age in which he appeared. Now he has assumed this blackish color. So see, he says that he appears gold. So Krishna wanted to come as the incarnation for this age of Kali, as well as to fulfill his promise in Vrindavan. He said, I shall chant the glory of the gopis, especially of Radhika, of Radharani. I shall chant her name, her glory, and roll in the dust of the earth. But Radharani said, I won't allow your body to roll in the dust of this earth. I shall cover you with my luster. So Radharani is kind of like the guard for Krishna to be able to experience what she feels. But Radharani is like guards his body with her own luster, so that both the mood as well as the luster of Radharani capture Krishna when he comes here in Kali Yuga. He does not, and this does not occur in all Kali Yugas, but only in a special Kali Yuga. That's why this Kali Yuga is called Dhanya Kali Yuga. So, yes, only once every 4.3 billion years does Mahāprabhu and Krishna come. At that time, the original personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, appears along with his abodes, Vrindavan and Navadvip. And Krishna and Mahāprabhu do not come here alone, but they come with their paraphernalia and suitable companions. In this age of Kali, he performs a double function. He preaches Nam Sankirtan, so he establishes the Yuga Dharma by preaching Nam Sankirtan, but more importantly, he assumes the mood of Radharani to taste his own sweetness, his own ras. Krishna is ras himself, raso vaisa. Krishna thinks, what is the intensity of the finest ras in me? I would like to taste that. But only devotees can taste that. So he took the position of Radharani to taste himself as Krishna, the central, final, and perfect abode of ras. Only Radharani can taste the maximum ras. So he has to take her nature, her mood and temperament to taste his own intrinsic ecstasy. For that reason, he descended. His first duty was to spread Nam Sankirtan. That was the external reason. And the secondary internal, his private duty, was to perform Swabhajan Vibhajan, to taste his own intrinsic ecstasy in the mood of Radharani. The way I like to explain it, I just think it makes it really simple. He had his reason for the jivas, for us, and then he had his own personal reasons. So that's how I understand. External means for the jivas, and internal means his own private, personal reasons. So, yeah. His private duty to perform Swabhajan Vibhajan, to taste his own intrinsic ecstasy in the mood of Radharani. In Puri, with Ramananda Rai, Sarup Damodar, and other intimate associates, he tasted that great ocean of union and separation continuously for 12 years. In his last 12 years, he passed his time only in the process of tasting that mellow. That incarnation is generally worshipped by Sankirtan. Without Sankirtan, Gauranga and his paraphernalia cannot be worshipped. He is the propounder of Sankirtan. He loves Sankirtan, and he gets satisfaction. He gets satisfaction only by Sankirtan. Only those who have sufficient merit, who are Sukritivan, they will worship him by this process. The common mob cannot join this campaign. Those who have good guidance internally, good fortune, they can catch the very gist of truth and engage in this process of Nam Sankirtan. How fortunate we are. Love is supreme. A rubbish brain cannot detect what is right or wrong, or how precious this is. He cannot understand or follow the higher line of thought. A man should be this is important. A man should be judged by his ideal, his aspiration for higher things. If the ideal is great, the man is great. What should be the highest ideal? Love. Love is the supreme thing. It is the most precious, it is the most rare and precious thing. Divine love and beauty is the highest thing ever known to the world. And those who can catch this are really possessed of good intellect. They are Sumedha Saha. And one who possesses this highest ideal should be considered a man of higher order. He alone can understand and practice Sankirtan. He alone can take to this path, this process of satisfying the Supreme Being by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So the hidden incarnation. So then he explains, Prahlad Mahārāja explains how, O Lord, one of your names is Tri Yuga, meaning one who incarnates in 3 ages, Satya, Treta, and Dwapar, but not in Kali. And why? Because the incarnation for the age of Kali is in disguise. Channa Kalo Yad Abhavas Tri Yugo Ta Satvam. So that's words of Prahlad Mahārāja. Here we find the key to this mystic way of representing Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, for representing him to the fortunate and intelligent circle, the Sumedasa, that ordinary people may not have any clue. Oh, this verse here, Deyam Sada Paribhava Kanam Abhishta Doham, that was in during our Japa program. We're reading every day. We're reading from Prapanna Jivanamrita, 2 verses. And today, this is the verse that we read in Prapanna Jivanamrita. Deyam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishta Doham. So this is also from Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Karabhajan Rishi. It says, O Mahāprabhu, your lotus feet are the highest object of meditation, for they not only destroy the pain of material existence, but they bestow the greatest fulfillment to all souls who take shelter beneath them. Your feet even purify all saintly persons in holy places. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma aspire to take shelter beneath your lotus feet. O Mahāprabhu, you give shelter to all who simply bow down before you. You relieve all the miseries of your surrendered servants. In the grand ship of your lotus feet, we can cross over this ocean of material miseries. O Mahāprabhu, I bow down before your lotus feet. After mentioning the incarnation of Godhead for the age of Kali, Śrīmad Bhagavatam suddenly begins this song in praise of that great Yuga avatar, Shri Krishna Caitanya Mahāprabhu. With a grand voice, the Bhagavatam has come to sing the praise of that guide for Kali Yuga. This follows the verse which hints at the avatar of Kali Yuga. So Krishna Varnam means one who is always describing Krishna, who always has on his lips the words Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Okay, here's the other meaning. So one is who repeats the syllables Krishna, and another meaning is one who is Krishna himself, but whose luster is not black. So he's Krishna Varnam, he is Krishna himself, but Tvisa Krishnam, his luster is not blackish, it's golden. If we look deeply, we should find that hidden, we shall find that hidden beneath his golden luster is the blackish body of Krishna. With his own paraphernalia, he has come to this plane. and service to him is performed only by Sankirtan, divine sound and mass prayer. By that symptom, we can recognize his divine position. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a hidden incarnation. He comes in disguise. Such an avatar is worshipped by the divinely intellectual. In this way, the Śrīmad Bhagavatam first describes that uncommon, extraordinary personality, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a mystic way, and then proclaims his nobility and greatness. The Śrīmad, okay. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Then the next verse is Taktva Sudustajam Surepsita Taktva Sudustaja Surepsita Raja Lakshmin Dharmishta Arya Vachasa Yadagad Aranyam. This is right. There's Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishnam, Deyam, whatever that verse was, and now this verse. These are 3 verses from the 11th canto about Mahaprabhu. O Supreme Lord, you gave up the goddess of fortune and her great opulence, which is most difficult to abandon and is sought after even by the gods. In order to perfectly establish the principles of religion, you left for the forests to honor the Brahmana's curse. To deliver the sinful souls who chase illusory pleasures, you search after them and award them your devotional service. At the same time, you are engaged in search of yourself, in search for Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the mic is super loud, my God, but you guys can't hear it, huh? Okay, that's good. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given his explanation on this verse that although it seems that this verse applies to Lord Ramachandra, who left his kingdom and went with Sita Devi to the forest to discharge duties designed by his father, this verse also applies to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has drawn out the internal meaning of this verse and has applied it in the case of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Taktva Sudustaja Surepsita Raja Lakshman means that he left Vishnu Priya, his internal prosperity, which is hard to abandon. Generally, we find in this verse the case of Lord Ramachandra, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Surepsita Raja Lakshman means the valuable devotional company of Vishnu Priya Devi. That may not appear to be a very materially big thing, but the dedication that Vishnu Priya has shown in her heart from Sriman Mahaprabhu is greater than any imperial standard, and he had to leave that behind. Such a standard of sacrifice and service is never found even among the great society of the gods. For the sake of public welfare, he had to ignore the serving, loving attitude of Vishnu Priya. And then the curse of a Brahman. He tells a story about this one Brahman who wasn't allowed to go into Mahaprabhu's nocturnal kirtans. And he said, but I'm completely pure, I only drink milk. And is milk drinking the qualification to enter kirtan? So then the Brahman cursed him. I curse you to lose your family life. All right, Mahāprabhu said, and he accepted the curse. All right. I think it's now 7:30, so it's time. Okay, we're at the ends now. So Mahāprabhu said and accepted the curse. And later he took sannyas and chased after those who were misguided by Maya Devi in order to save them. Because in that verse that we went through, it says Maya Mrgam something. I don't know the verse by heart, but it says something Maya Mrgam. So Mrga means deer, and Maya means an illusory deer. Who chased after the illusory deer usually refers to Ramachandra, who chased after Maricha. But the deeper meaning is, and later he took sannyas and chased after those who were misguided by Maya Devi in order to save them. At the same time, although he is Krishna, he accepted the mood of Srimati Radharani. For these two reasons, he left his apparently worldly life. He acted for the welfare of the public, and after finishing that work, he spent the next 12 years tasting what the heck happened? Sorry. What's going on? Sorry, you guys. Let me try reopening this. Weird. I don't know why it's doing this. Why is it going black? Okay, I have to close it and open it. Sorry, that was really weird. Okay, now it's working. Sorry, guys. So he spent the next 12 years tasting the very inner aspiration of Srimati Radharani and searching after his own inner sweetness. This is what he came to show the world. In this mystic way, Śrīmad Bhagavatam has proclaimed the magnanimous appearance of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. So now we come to the second chapter, a mysterious incarnation. Just quickly checking the comments. Haribo, Indira Mataji, Shasharamaji, Prajumna Prabhu, and Mantramurti Mataji. Hare Krishna, everybody. So a mysterious incarnation. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. After Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu took sannyas, he went to live in Jagannath Puri. There, he converted the greatest scholar of the day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. After meeting Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, the great scholar Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya questioned his brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya, about the avatar of the present age, Kali Yuga. Gopinath had been living in Navadvip, and he was a follower of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. In his own way, Sarvabhauma began to praise Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu as a beautiful man and a great scholar. I have great attraction for him, he said, but I don't think it is wise that at such a young age he has taken sannyas, the renounced order of life. He has such a long life ahead of him. How will he be able to keep up? How will he be able to keep up the dignity of the life of a sannyasi, a life of renunciation? I cannot sit by and do nothing. I like this boy very much. I shall have to help him as a guardian so that he may not lose his prestige by giving up sannyas, attracted by the fascination of worldly pleasures. Gopinath could not tolerate all this guardian-like advice. He told Sarvabhauma, this young man who is very beautiful, charming, and scholarly, he has attracted your attention, and you want to become his guardian to keep up the purity of his life. Do you think you will have to help him? What do you mean by saying all these things? Don't you know that he is really the incarnation of Godhead for this age? He is the avatar for Kali Yuga. He inaugurated the Yuga Dharma of Nam Sankirtan in Navadvip, and his appearance is mentioned in the scriptures. Sarvabhauma replied, No, you are not talking to an ordinary person. Don't think that you can say whatever you like and I'll accept it. I am a hard nut to crack. What are you saying? There is no Kali Yuga avatar. One of the names of Vishnu mentioned in the Vishnu Sahasranam in the Mahabharata is Tri Yuga. The Lord appears only in 3 ages. That means that the Lord has no incarnation in Kali Yuga except Kalki, who is a pastime incarnation, not the Yuga avatar, not the incarnation for the age. Gopinath replied, You think yourself so learned, but although you have studied the scriptures and are so proud of your learning, the Mahabharata and Śrīmad Bhagavatam are the main scriptures of the followers of the eternal religious principles, and still you have no particular knowledge about that. So we just went through verses from Śrīmad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata. Suvarna, what is it? Suvarna Varna Hemango Hiranyas Charanangadi or something like that. That's from Mahabharata about Mahāprabhu. One second, I just want to adjust this so that I can have the video there. That's better. Now I can see the text. I've been having to move the video every page. That's why I've been stopping every page, but now it's better. Oh, and I'm going to fix the sound again also, because now it's quiet and I think the noise suppression messes up the quality. So just give me 1 second. Audio. There, okay. Okay, I think the sound will be better now. Right. Not man, but God. At that time, Gopinath Acharya quoted passages from the Śrīmad Bhagavatam and Mahābhārata, Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam and Suvarna Varna Hemango. That's the one I just said. Śrīmad Bhagavatam and Mahābhārata. In this way, he pressed his point. Here we find the direct avatar for the age of Kali. He has appeared to spread Nam Sankirtan. He is not a man, but the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. Sarvabhauma said, "No, no, go away, mind your own business. Don't think that you can instruct me." In this way, they argued. Later, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, "I would like to teach you Vedanta philosophy so that you can keep up the standard of your renunciation. I will teach you that this world is nothing, so that you never feel any charm to again enter into mundane life." Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Yes, you are my guardian. Whatever you say, I must do. I will come and learn Vedanta philosophy from you at whatever time is suitable for you." Then Gopinath Acharya told Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, "Sarvabhauma is saying this because he doesn't know your real identity." Sriman Mahaprabhu replied, "Why are you speaking against him? He is my guardian. He was my father's classmate, so he has great affection for me. It is out of affection that he poses himself as my guardian and looks after my welfare. I do not find any fault in that." 7 days of silence. In a few days, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu began to hear Vedanta from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and as Sarvabhauma would speak, he would remain silent like a good boy, as if he were hearing with a submissive attitude. But after he had been teaching Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu for 7 days, Sarvabhauma had some doubt in his mind. He thought, "What is the matter? I am such a great scholar in Vedanta and logic, and I am trying my best with all my intelligence to put before him the inner meaning of Vedanta. But I draw no response from him. He is only quietly attending my discourse, as if he is deaf and dumb. I cannot say that he does not understand me, for he has a sharp intellect. I am sure of this, but still he gives no appreciation, no response whatsoever. He raises no question and gives no indication whether he understands or not. Nothing of the kind. Then what am I doing?" He could not keep himself any longer. He put the question straight to the Lord. "For more than 7 days, I have been explaining the inner meaning of Vedanta to you. Many sannyasis come to me to learn about Vedanta, but you don't have any question about my talk, my explanation? You maintain a strange and wonderful silence. What is the reason?" Atheistic scholarship. Then Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu revealed himself. He said, "Sarvabhauma, what you explain is on the basis of Shankar's philosophy. But I heard that it was by the order of the Lord that Shankaracharya concealed the real purpose of Vedanta. Its author, Vyasadeva, is a completely theistic person, and he has prepared this Vedanta. But what you say is all based on atheistic scholarship." Sarvabhauma was a very intelligent man. He realized, in a very gentle way, he wants to tell me that what I am explaining is all bogus. I am laboring diligently to explain Vedanta to my utmost capacity for the last 7 days, and now he shows his true colors and says that what I'm explaining is all false. What is he saying? Still, in a gentlemanly way, Sarvabhauma, with some hesitation, asked Sriman Mahaprabhu, You say that what I've been explaining for the last 7 days is all unsubstantial and unreal. Then, can you give the proper meaning? If this is all improper and false, then what is the real meaning of Vedanta? Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu humbly replied, if you order me to explain Vedanta, I will try. The sutras or codes of Vedanta are lustrous in themselves. They are self-evident. The proper meaning of the sutras leads towards Parabrahma, Krishna. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu began with this introduction. He said that Śrīmad Bhagavatam is the real explanation and commentary on Vedanta. It is mentioned in the Garuda Purana. Arthoyam Brahmasutranam Bharatartha Vinirnaya. Gayatri Bhashya Ruposo Vedartha Paribhrimmita. Śrīmad Bhagavatam represents the real purport of Vedanta Sutra. And although it is very difficult to draw out the real purpose of the 100,000 verse epic Mahābharata, the great history of the world, Śrīmad Bhagavatam has come to give its real meaning. The mother of all Vedic knowledge is the Gayatri mantra. Śrīmad Bhagavatam gives the gist of Gayatri in a very full-fledged way. And the supplementary truths of the Vedas are also found within Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Therefore, Vedanta must be explained in the line of the truth which has been expressed in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Only then can the real meaning be understood. The aspiration, this is reminding me of Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Srila Gosvāmī Mahārāja's his introduction. Anyways, maybe we can look at that after this time. The aspiration of liberated souls. When Śrīmad Mahāprabhu mentioned Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Sarvabhauma, being a learned pundit, could not deny its validity. He said, yes, I also like the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and I especially like this one very beautiful verse. At that time, Sarvabhauma, to regain lost prestige, began to explain the Atma-rama verse of Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Atma-rama-shchamunayo nirgranta apyarukrame kurvantya haitukim bhaktim itam bhuta guno hari. Even the liberated souls, fully satisfied in the self, are irresistibly attracted by the super excellent qualities of Krishna and surrender to him with unalloyed devotion. Sarvabhauma explained this verse in 9 different ways, while Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, as before, sat silently hearing. After he had finished his explanation, Sarvabhauma thought that he had regained his position to a certain extent. Still, as a courtesy, he asked Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, are you satisfied with this explanation? If you can give any more light to this verse, I will listen to that. Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu told him, if you order me, I may try. Then he gave 18 different types of explanations of that verse, leaving aside the 9 already given by Sarvabhauma. At that time, while listening to the explanation of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Sarvabhauma gradually saw that he was losing his position. His pride was finished. Astounded, he thought, this youth, this young boy is not an ordinary person. No ordinary intellect can refute my arguments. Leaving aside all my attempts to explain this verse, he gave 18 wonderful explanations of this particular verse. What is this? Such consistent, irresistible, devotional, and beautiful explanations are coming, superseding all those that with great energy and effort I have explained. No human being can surpass my explanations. No human intellect can cross mine. This is a different sort of explanation. It is all-encompassing. But it is coming from a young boy? What is this? Mystic revelation. Gradually, he lost his faith in himself and became baffled. He recalled how Gopinath Acharya had said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a human being, and he thought, "It is not possible for a human to explain things in this way. It is something supernatural." Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to Sarvabhauma his spiritual position as Narayan and Krishna combined. In a trance, Sarvabhauma saw all these things, and he fell at the Lord's feet and almost completely lost consciousness. When he arose from his trance, he found that boy still sitting there like a student with great humility. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "May I go for today?" Sarvabhauma said, "Yes, you may go now." The Lord went away, and Sarvabhauma remains there. After some time, he recovered and began to think, "What have I seen? Four-handed Narayan, and then Krishna playing the flute. I was not defeated by a man. That is my solace." Sarvabhauma became a changed man and composed 2 verses. Vairagya vidya nija bhakti yoga shiksharthameka purusha purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Śrīdhara Kripam buddhiryas tamaham prapadye. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an ocean of mercy. He is the original personality of Godhead, Krishna, and has descended to teach us the real meaning of knowledge, renunciation, and devotion to him. Came to teach Vairagya, renunciation, Vidya, knowledge, and Nija Bhakti Yoga, and devotional service to himself, Nija Bhakti Yoga. Shikshatam Eka Purusha Purana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Śrīdhara Kripam buddhiryastamaham prapadye. Okay, and then he also composed this verse. Kalanashtam bhakti yogam nijanya pradush kartum Krishna Chaitanya nama avir bhutastasya padaravinde gardam liyatam chitta bringam. Let the honey bee of my mind dive deep into the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. He has appeared to revive the path of unalloyed devotion, which had almost become lost due to the influence of time. One second. Hari Bo Bhavatarani Mataji and Ri Hari Prabhu. Hare Krishna. A taste supreme. These 2 verses were composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, expressing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord himself. The next day, early in the morning, Śrīmad Mahaprabhu, with some prasadam from the Jagannath temple, ran to Sarvabhauma while he was still in bed. He cried in a loud voice, "Sarvabhauma, how wonderful is this prasadam! It has a very extraordinary taste. Please take it. I have come for you with this prasadam." Sarvabhauma arose from bed as Mahaprabhu offered him the prasadam, and he could not but accept it without cleansing his mouth. Ordinarily, a Brahman Pandit early in the morning will first cleanse his mouth, bathe, offer different prayers, and only then take prasadam. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came and offered it to him with his own hands, what could Sarvabhauma do? He had to accept that prasadam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, "We have previously experienced the taste of so many things like ghee, rice, sweets, and spices. We all know what flavors they have, but this is wonderful. This has touched the lips of Krishna himself. It is extraordinarily wonderful and tasteful." Then Sarvabhauma eagerly ate that prasadam and began uttering some mantras. Shushkam paryushitam vapi nitam va duradeshata prapti matrena bhoktavyam natra kala vicharana. One should take the Mahaprasad of Sri Krishna as soon as one receives it, without consideration of time or place, even though it may be dried up, stale, or brought from a distant country. Na desha niyamastatra, na kala niyamastata, praptam annam drutam shishtair, bhoktavyam harira pravit. The prasad of Sri Krishna is to be taken by gentlemen as soon as it is received, without hesitation. There are no regulative principles concerning time and place. This is the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Today I have conquered the world. He took prasadam, and the Lord and servant embraced. He took prasadam, and the Lord and servant embraced one another and began to dance in ecstasy. As they danced, the symptoms of ecstasy appeared in both of them. They perspired, trembled, and shed tears. Absorbed in ecstatic love, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu said, "Today I have conquered the whole world, for I have converted a scholar like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now he has so much faith in Mahaprasad that without performing any Vedic rituals, he took the prasadam. My mission is successful." From that day on, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya knew nothing but the lotus feet of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu and could only explain the scriptures with the conclusions of devotion. Seeing that Sarvabhauma had become a follower of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Gopinathacharya began to clap his hands and dance. He said, "Well, Sarvabhauma, what do you think now?" Sarvabhauma replied, "Gopinath, you are my real friends, for it is by your grace that I received the mercy of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu." Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Jai Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Ki Jai. Shri Gopinathacharya Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Rakṣaka Shri Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur, Golden Volcano of Divine Love Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So, yeah, I was just that part. What is it? Srila Gosvāmī Mahārāja says in his introduction that Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu preached the full-fledged theistic conception given in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Śrīmad Bhagavatam mainly deals with the comparative study of theism and the ontology of Krishna consciousness. It surpasses all other Vedic literature, even the Puranas. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana and Padma Purana represent the importance of devotion to Krishna through the narration and history to some extent, but fall short of the philosophical and ontological standards set by the Mahapuran Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Śrīmad Bhagavatam can satisfy all Vedantic scholars, for it represents Krishna consciousness in its fullest dignity. Śrīmad Bhagavatam expounds as the highest attainment of theism, not consciousness, intelligence, or ontology, but ecstasy, beauty, and harmony. Ras. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Ras is all important. It is a unique treatise, for it takes theism from the plane of intellectual jugglery to the domain of Ras. Whatever is unnecessary in Śrīmad Bhagavatam is eliminated when its real meaning reaches its purest and most intensified glories in the teachings of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. So if we are to consider the very gist of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, we must study the life and precepts of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Just as the teachings of the great author of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva, were percolated by the realizations of Shukadeva Goswami, the essence of Śrīmad Bhagavatam has been percolated by the life and precepts of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Therefore, because the teachings of Śrīmad Mahāprabhu represent the gist of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, I would like to include here one of the verses I originally composed to introduce my summary study. It glorifies the position of Gadadhar Pandit, the most intimate associate of Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Gadadhar Pandit used to read Śrīmad Bhagavatam in Jagannath Puri at the Toto Gopinath temple. He would read, and Sriman Mahāprabhu and the great devotees like Sarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai were his audience. I found some pictures about this. Oops. There's Gadadhar Pandit speaking Śrīmad Bhagavatam to Mahāprabhu. Here's another one. That's small though. Anyhow. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just read that verse and then we can end with the kirtan, because it's such a beautiful verse. I'm not going to read the Sanskrit. Let's go. On the shore of the broad blue ocean, Gadadhar Pandit used to read Śrīmad Bhagavatam to Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu, who was suffering from the great internal pain of separation from himself, Krishna. Gadadhar Pandit supplied the wine of Krishna Lila to intoxicate his afflicted friends and gave him relief. As he read, tears would fall from his eyes like flower offerings onto the pages of Śrīmad Bhagavatam. May the pleasure of that brilliant personality, Gadadhar Pandit, the best of the Gosvāmīs, be my only object in writing this book. All right, so that's our reading for today. And now we will, if anybody has anything to share, please do. Otherwise, we can sing another kirtan, another Mahāprabhu kirtan. Or maybe because we were reading, yes.
Oh, I was wondering if you want me to read the verse from Mahabharata about Mahāprabhu.
Sure. The one Suvarna Varna Himango?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah. Yes, please read it.
Yeah, the verse is Suvarna Varna Himango Varnagash Chandanan Gati Sanyasa Krish Chamaha Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayana. Krishna first appears as a grihasta with a golden complexion. His limbs are the color of molten gold. His body is extremely beautiful. He is decorated with sandalwood pulp and continuously chants Krishna. Then he accepts sannyas and is always equipoised. He is firmly fixed in his mission of propagating Harinam Sankirtan, and he defeats the impersonalist philosophers who are opposed to Bhakti. He is thus the highest abode of peace and devotion.
Jai. So that was one of the, Gopinathacharya gave two verses of evidence for Mahaprabhu. One from Śrīmad Bhagavatam, the Krishna Varnam Tisa Krishnam, and then that verse which Kishore Prabhu just read. There's Mahabharata evidence of Mahaprabhu's Hare Krishna, Cristiano Luna, and Sudevi Didi. Dandavat pranams. So yes, Jagannath Mahaprasad ki jai. So since we read about Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Mahaprabhu, maybe it'd be nice to sing. Well, we already did Sachitanayashtakam this morning. I think Kishore Prabhu is there, and so is Karuna Didi, and Gayatri Didi was there. But so maybe, I don't know, should we do, I think Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he wrote another song. I forgot how it goes though. Janavi Harrison has it on her album. She sings it. What is it? Do you mind singing? We can just do Shri Sachitanayashtakam again. No harm in doing it twice, right? And we could read the translation. We never read the translation before. So, okay. Sachitana. Yeah, okay, there. Okay. So this is by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. His sublime body is brilliant with a golden hue, and he incessantly performs pastimes, overwhelmed by the transcendental moods, the bhavs of Srimati Radhika. A minute particle of his mercy purifies all the three worlds. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. Within his heart, transformations of bhavs cause his voice to falter. His great roar strikes terror in the hearts of the atheists, and his compassion nullifies the fear evoked by mundane existence. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. Do you see like how in this verse there's like opposites? Like first we're hearing Gada Gada Antara Bhava Vikaram. In his heart, he's feeling transformations of bhav, and it causes his voice to falter. Like that. It's like very But then all of a sudden, his great roar strikes terror in the hearts of the atheists. It looks like two opposites. But even though his great roar strikes terror in the hearts of the atheists, his compassion nullifies the fear evoked by mundane existence. So see, like each line is connected to the other line. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. He wears cloth, the saffron hue of the rising sun, and his cheeks are charming. His fingernails and toenails radiate a brilliance that eclipses the glory of the full moon. And he receives immense bliss by performing the kirtan of his own names and virtues. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. Streams of tears flow from his eyes, from his lotus eyes. His body is adorned with ever-new transformations of bhav, and in his pastimes of dance, his movements flow most gently. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi Devi. The restless movements of his beautiful feet are very attractive. Those 2 feet are adorned with delightful tinkling ankle bells. His cooling face reproaches the moon. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. Around his waist, he wears a cloth belt for kopins, dor, and he holds a kamandalu and a danda. His divine body is crowned with a shaven head. With his danda, he vanquishes the sins of the wicked. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. His curling locks of hair are ornamented by the dust of the earth, which rises up as he dances. And his captivating lips, crimson like bimba fruit, quiver. His body is adorned with bright tilak made of Malaya sandalwood. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. The shape of his eyes challenges the elongated form of a reddish lotus petal. His beautiful arms extend down to his knees, and his form is graced with the attire of a youthful dancer. I offer pranam to the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. Okay, so we'll sing this together. Just checking the comments. Okay. 1 second. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time now. I kind of did it with Govardhan Vaspartana Dashakam, is every day go through one verse and really try to understand each one of the Sanskrit words so that we know exactly what we're singing. And then when you're singing every day and you have an idea of what the words mean and you continue doing that, then it really, after a while of like repeatedly singing it every day, you really start to feel like you're actually speaking, it's a whole different experience knowing every word what you're singing and then just singing some random syllables. So I would really love to do that program sometime. I'd like to start that up, but maybe after Chaturmasya and Purushottam Vrat. Yes, Satya Mataji? Yes.
Hey, sometimes I will sing a song doing the word for word instead of reading the verse. I'll sing word for word instead. And it really helps. It really helps.
That is really cool. Maybe I don't have the word for word here right now, but maybe that might be nice. I could just have the word for word on the screen. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, cool. Okay. O Jala Varana Goravara De Vilasita Nira Vade Bhavavite Tribhuvana Pavana Kripaya lesham tam pranamami cha sheshachitanayam gargadayantara avavikaram durjanatarjana nadavishalam Bhavabhaya bhajana karana karuna tang pranamami cha sheshachitanaya arunam paradhara charukapona Induvinendita nakachaya ruchiram jalpitane jaguna namavinodam Tang pranamami cha sheshachitanaya avegalita nayanaka malajala dhara Ushananava rasa bhava vikara agati ati manthara nritya vilasam tam pranamami cha sheshachitanayam Achanchala charu charana gatiruchi Anjira ranjita padayuga madhuram Chandra vinindita shitala vadana Tam pranamami cha shri shakshitanaya Krita koti dvara kamandaludan Devya kale vara mondita munda Durjana kalma shakandana dandam Tam pranamami cha shishachitranaya Bhushana bhuraja alaka bali Kampita bimba dhara vara ruchiram Malaya javirachita ujvala tilakam Tam pranamami cha shishachitranaya Nindita aruna kamala dalanaya Ajanulambita shibhujayukalam Kalaivara kaisharanartha kavesham Tam pranamami cha shishachitanaya Tam pranamami cha shishachitanaya Tam pranamami cha shishachitanaya Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hare Jaya Sachinandan Gaura Hare Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hare Jaya Saparshara Gaura Hare Saparshara Jaya Gaura Hare Jaya Saparshara Jaya Gaura Hare Saparshara Jaya Gaura Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Anitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Shnitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Rupa Nugogoriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gana Ki Jai Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai Golden Volcano of Divine Love Ki Jai Shri Srila Bhakti Rakṣaka Sridhar Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Ki Jai Gopinathacharya Ki Jai Saparshad Shri Gaur Hari Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari
Hari Hari Bol.
Vrindai Tulsidevai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Dandavat pranams everybody. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna Gayatri Didi Kishore Krishna Prabhu. What's her name? Keshavi Didi.
Hare Krishna Madhukar and everyone. Hare Krishna.
Satya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Who else? I'm just looking on Facebook and YouTube. Who's there? Karuna Didi, Champak Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vidya Mataji, Gargaraj Ji, Amit Prabhu, Shasharma Ji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Indira Mataji, Bhavatarani Mataji, and Nri Hari Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams to you both. Govinda Saha Prabhu, Cristiano Luna, Sudevi Didi, and Rup Charan Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everybody. Wow, a lot of people today.
What does Satyavati mean?
What does what?
Satyavati mean?
Satyavati, where?
In Tulsi's name.
Oh, Satyavati. I don't know. I mean, Satyavati is the wife of... Who is it? Shachi is the wife of Indra, right? Satyavati is the wife of Brahma? No, not Brahma. I'm just... God, how did I forget? It's in the... I don't know. We can look it up, though. Satyavati. Satyavati meaning. Anyways, I see a Wikipedia thing on Satyavati, but let's see. Anyhow, I'll check this out later on because I don't want to waste all your time. Oh, tomorrow is going to be a very special reading. Tomorrow we're reading about, it's Friend of the Fallen. It's all about Nityananda Prabhu. It's so beautiful. I once recorded it as a Vine of Devotion video. I put it on the Vine, or maybe I put it on my personal page. Anyways, I made a recording for it once before because it's so juicy. It's so, it's all about Nityananda Prabhu. So I'm really excited about for tomorrow's reading. And today, yesterday I spent a couple hours going through Padmanabha Mahārāja's video where he goes through the introduction to Golden Volcano of Divine Love, but he breaks everything down, and he speaks a lot of glories of Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja. It's really nice. And so I'm editing that video. I want to make it really nice, and then I'm going to put that up on the Vine of Devotion page. Probably take me a few hours to do today. But yeah, it's really nice. So I'm not going to do, you know how I mentioned, like how I've been doing a weekly Caitanya Bhagavat thing? I'm going to have to discontinue that or pause it. Not discontinue. I'm going to have to pause it for a little while because I now have some urgent publication projects. We have to finish them before Julan time. So I have about a month to work on 3 books. And so I really need to just focus my time. And making those weekly videos took me a long time to do, actually. So I'm just going to put out this video of Padmanabha Mahārāja's class, and then I'll pause it until I have more time again, and then I'll start doing the weekly videos again. But I'm going to continue this daily reading every day, so that will never stop. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. And when is Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja's disappearance day is coming? Oh, tomorrow is Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja's disappearance day, 17th July. Cool. So maybe we can read something about Śrīla Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja as well. And we can read that chapter. Yeah. All right. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.